สวัสดีแขกผู้มีเกียรติทุกท่านอีกครั้งหนึ่งนะครับครั้งนี้เราก็พบกันเป็นครั้งที่4แล้วนะครับสำหรับงาน Open Forum Cybersecurity Knowledge Sharing นะครับครั้งที่4สำหรับครั้งนี้นะครับได้รับเกียรติจากทางทีมงานบริษัท SCP NII และก็ ETDA นะครับโดยวันนี้เรามีวิทยากรที่ว้าวหาตัวจับยากมากแล้วก็คิดว่าท่านผู้นี้เนี่ยเป็นหนึ่งในไม่กี่คนนะครับที่มี Certificate ทางด้าน Security ที่มีทุกใบในโลกมั้ง นะครับก็เป็น CEO ของบริษัท NII นะครับคุณ KK มุกคีนะครับอันนี้เดี๋ยวเราจะได้เจอเขานะครับสำหรับวันนี้เนี่ยหัวข้อในการบรรยายหรือว่าธีมของการบรรยายก็จะเป็นเรื่องของ Data Breach นะครับเป็น Lesson Learned from Global Cybersecurity Incident นะครับสำหรับต่อจากนี้นะครับขอให้ทุกท่านนะครับเก็บเกี่ยวข้อมูลแล้วก็ความรู้ต่างๆจากวิทยากรของเราแล้วเดี๋ยวผมจะยกเวทีนี้ให้กับทางคุณโอมนะครับเป็นตัวแทนจาก SCP นะครับขอบคุณครับ
ขอบคุณมากนะครับผมก็กราบสวัสดีท่านแขกผู้มีเกียรติทุกท่านนะครับวันนี้ผมเองสุชยาแสงหารชื่อเล่นชื่อโอมนะครับก็ในนามของบริษัท SCP ปัจจุบันเราเป็นพาร์ทเนอร์กับทาง NII นะครับแล้วก็ในส่วนของ ETDA ซึ่งทำงาน Security ในเมืองไทยมาให้กับหลายที่ไม่ว่าจะเป็นในเซกเตอร์ที่เป็นพวกเหล่าทัพนะครับทางทหารหรือว่าทาง Banking แล้วก็มีกลุ่มที่เป็นทางด้านเทลโก้ด้วยนะครับผมสำหรับตัว NII นะครับวันนี้ทางผมได้เชิญทาง CEO คุณ KK มานะครับจริงๆแล้วในมุมมองของ NII เนี่ย NII เป็นบริษัทที่เริ่มต้นจากทาง KK เมื่อประมาณเกือบ10 ปีที่แล้วนะครับเป็น One Man Show ปัจจุบันมีพนักงานเกือบประมาณ700 คนนะครับซึ่งเป็น global enterprise นะครับที่ดูแลทางด้าน Cybersecurity อยู่ทั่วโลกนะครับโดยในส่วนของสิ่งที่จะมาแชร์ริ่งวันนี้ก็คือจะเป็นเรื่องของ experience แล้วก็เรื่องของการมองอนาคตสำหรับตัว Next Generation Security Operation Center ซึ่งปัจจุบันนี้เนี่ยทางเมืองไทยเองเนี่ยเรายังอยู่ในเลเวลที่เป็นส่วนของตัว Security Operation Center อยู่นะครับหรือ SOC เพราะว่าในหลายหน่วยงานเองบางหน่วยงานก็เริ่มเรียนรู้เรื่อง SOC แล้วก็เริ่มที่จะ build SOC ของตัวเองนะครับแต่ในหลายๆหน่วยงานก็ไปอยู่ในจุดที่กำลังเรียนรู้ในการลงทุนสร้าง SOC แต่ว่ายังไม่ได้มี knowledge ในการที่จะมา implement หรือการ build ตัว SOC ขึ้นมาแล้วก็ให้มัน run นะครับแต่ในแง่ของ global เองนะปัจจุบันนี้เนี่ยทางexpertise ต่างๆนะครับไม่ว่าจะเป็นประเทศไหนก็ตามเนี่ยกำลังที่จะ move ตัวเองนะครับไปสู่ next generation SOC ซึ่งเป็น automated หรือ automation ในการที่จะเรียนรู้พวก machine learning เองทำ big data analytics เองแล้ว SOC สามารถที่จะ response ต่อ incident ได้เองโดยที่ไม่จำเป็นต้องใช้คนหรือใช้คนน้อยมากในการที่จะ run ตัว security operation center นะครับเพราะฉะนั้นแล้วอย่างที่เมื่อก่อนเนี่ยเราต้องใช้คนมาบริหารตัว SOC เนี่ยค่อนข้างเยอะมีจำนวนเทียร์เยอะมากแล้วก็ต้องมานั่ง response ทุกเคสไม่ว่าจะเป็นเคสแบบ simple เองก็ตามนะครับ false positive false negative ต้องมานั่ง response หมดอีกหน่อยต่อไปสำหรับเคสที่เป็นเคสปกติทั่วไปตัว machine learning นะครับ big data ก็จะ analyze แล้วก็ทำการ response ต่อ incident เหล่านั้นอย่าง automatic นะครับเพราะฉะนั้นก็จะเหลือแต่ incident ที่มีความเสี่ยงสูงหรือมีความต้องการในการที่จะ response หรือทำ forensic หรือการตอบโต้ที่น้อยลงนะครับเพราะฉะนั้นเราจะใช้ expertise ที่สูงขึ้นแต่ว่าใช้คนที่น้อยลงแล้วก็สามารถที่จะรับมือกับอินซิเดนต์ที่เกิดขึ้นได้จำนวนมากขึ้นและก็รวดเร็วมากขึ้นนะครับผมสำหรับวันนี้ผมขออนุญาตแนะนำคุณ KK นะครับซึ่งจะมาพรีเซนต์ในส่วนของตัว Next Generation SOC แล้วถ้าเกิดมีท่านใดมีคำถามหรือมีข้อสงสัยอะไรสามารถถามคำถามได้อยู่ตลอดเวลานะครับผมแล้วก็ Information Contact Information ทั้งของผมและทาง KK เนี่ยก็สามารถดูได้จากตัว Presentation เลยนะครับผมคุณ KK please
Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you to the Ministry for inviting us to present. I will start by giving a little background about myself, and then we will talk about some case studies, and then we will have questions and answers. Please interrupt me and ask questions through the session also. Okay, you don't have to wait till the end to ask questions. Okay. So I started in cybersecurity in 2001 as a one-man show. In a small office, I said, let's do cybersecurity. In fact, we didn't call it cybersecurity then. We called it computer security or information security. I remember I went to a bank in India and I said, we want to test the security of your website. So the bank told me that we have a firewall, so our website is secured. You don't have to do any testing on it. So at that time, if you had an antivirus or firewall, your security was very good, correct? But today we know that even with antivirus and firewall, it is not good enough. We need a lot more than just those basics of security. So in the last 17 years, the company has grown and we now are 480 people, nearly 500 people in the company. We have multiple offices. In Thailand, we are already doing projects with various organizations with our partners SCP and Kunom. And obviously, we look forward to coming back here. I have been to Thailand already 8 to 10 times. I like the place a lot. And the people, and we enjoy doing projects over here. So we look forward to doing more work here. I have a few certifications and I have also spoken at multiple conferences. So as I said, first we will discuss a case study. We will see how companies are getting hacked in the real world. Then we will look at why are we not able to block these attackers? Why after spending millions and millions of dollars, still companies are getting hacked? Okay, so we'll find out more details about that. And how do we go from where we are today to the next generation of security? So what do we need to do to protect ourselves against the types of attackers that exist today? So we need to look at three parts: people, process, and technology. So we will look at all three. And then we will open it up for questions. But like I said, even through the session, you can please ask me questions. Okay. The first question I have for all of you: who in this room would like to be a millionaire? Who wants to be a millionaire? Anybody? Yes, you would like to be a millionaire? Okay. So in cybersecurity, you can make a lot of money. Okay. When I give a talk like this, sometimes in one of the talks, my wife was sitting in the audience and she said, you keep saying, there is millions and millions in cybersecurity. So where is that millions? Why we don't have those millions? So I told her that there is a line on the ground, and we are on the good side of the line. And then there are the bad guys who are on the other side of the line. So there's a lot of money on the other side, but maybe not so much on the good guys side. Okay. But if you want to make money, now cybercrime is massive amounts of money, right? It is billions of dollars of money that is being made in cybercrime, right? All of you have heard of ransomware. Anybody can tell me what is ransomware? What happens in a ransomware attack? Anybody would like to tell me? Yes? What happens in a ransomware attack? Yes, anybody? It's okay. There's no prizes for right answers. But we've all heard of ransomware, right? Your machine gets infected, your data gets encrypted, the machine is locked. Till you don't pay the ransom, till you don't pay the money, your data is no longer accessible to you, right? So that is ransomware. So there is a lot of money when somebody launches a ransomware attack on a large organization. What if your servers were infected? What if your data center was infected with ransomware? You would have to pay money to decrypt all of that data, correct? Again, all of our credit card numbers, all of our personal information, all of our bank account information is very valuable in what we call the underground of the internet, the dark web. There is a price associated with all of this information. People want to steal this data and they want to sell it. Okay, so there is a lot of money to be made. But attackers said there must be a more direct way of making money. Which type of organization has the most money in the world? The bank. So why not steal from a bank? So bank robbers used to go into a branch and break the vault and steal the money. Correct? Today's bank robbers attack which system? Which system do they need to attack in a bank to steal money? The SWIFT systems, exactly. So hackers realize that why not attack the SWIFT systems, correct? So let's look at a case study of Bangladesh Bank. I think many of you know about this case study where Bangladesh Bank's SWIFT system was hacked. The hackers transferred almost $1 billion, okay, almost $1 billion they transferred to various entities in the Philippines and in Sri Lanka. Recently, I was giving a talk in Philippines. They asked me to remove this case study. They said, please don't discuss this one. But $951 million worth of transactions happened on the Bangladesh Bank. So they hacked into the Bangladesh Bank network. They reached the SWIFT server and they gave instructions on the SWIFT system to transfer all of this money to different people. Fortunately, they made a spelling mistake in one of the transactions. They were transferring about $850 million to a company called Shalika Foundation in Sri Lanka. It's an NGO, a not-for-profit company. And they wrote the name of the NGO as Shalika Foundation. So this instruction from Bangladesh Bank went to the US Fed Reserve, the US Federal Reserve Bank, which stores dollars on behalf of Bangladesh Bank. So anybody wants dollars from Bangladesh Bank, the instruction goes to the US Fed. The US Fed then sends the dollars to the other person. So when they looked at Shalika Foundation, they said, looks a little dodgy. Look, something is wrong, suspicious. So they contacted Bangladesh Bank again and they said, are you guys sure that you want to transfer $850 million to Shalika Foundation? And they did not get a response, so they blocked that transfer. But still they managed to transfer $101 million to Shalika Foundation. That instruction was correct, and some banks in the Philippines. The people who got the money in the Philippines banks, they went to the bank. They wrote a self-check. They had 2 suitcases. They withdrew the money in cash, hard currency. They filled up the currency in suitcases and walked out of the branch. That weekend, they organized a game in one of the casinos in Manila. They booked a suite in one of the hotels and they organized a casino, a gambling game called Baccarat. Okay, it's a card game. They organized a Baccarat game and converted all of that cash into chips. And the money disappeared. Correct? Because now it's not traceable. First, anyway, when it became cash, it became less traceable. Then they went and they said, we lost all of this money in a game of Baccarat in one night. Now you go and find out who won the game and who took away the chips. Go and trace those people. So now they are finding it very difficult to trace the money back. So if you had to hack the SWIFT system of a bank, how would you go about hacking the SWIFT system? If you were given unlimited budget and unlimited resources and said, go hack SWIFT, how would you go about hacking the SWIFT systems? Any thoughts, any ideas? How do you hack a bank? How do you start hacking how do you think about hacking a bank? Anybody from banks over here? Any bankers? Anybody from the banks over here? Yes? Don't worry, we won't hack you. But any ideas of how you would hack a bank or any company? But let's take the example of a bank. So it's not easy, right? You don't have answers easily available, because if you said we'll hack the bank's website and then we will reach that SWIFT system, you know it is very difficult to go from the website to the SWIFT system, and the website may very well be secured. So what hackers are doing is, they're not hacking the website, they're not hacking the public IP address. What are they hacking? Who are they targeting? What are they targeting? What are hackers targeting today? Who's the real target? Yes. Please speak up louder. You are giving all the right answers, only I don't know who it is. So whoever said that is the right answer, employees. Correct? Because they have realized that there is employees. If you are inside your office, your laptop is protected behind the firewall and the proxy and all of the security products that you have. Correct? But what happens when you take the same laptop and connect via at a hotel Wi-Fi or at the airport, right? All of those security measures are gone. What's the only security you have is the antivirus and your own sense of caution, that when you look at an email or you look at some connection, you'll say, hey, hang on, this looks suspicious, right? So hackers are targeting employees. And what types of employees are they targeting? What types of employees are they targeting? What category of employees or what type of employees are they targeting? Anybody or specific people? Which type of employees could be the best people to target? Sorry? System admins. Yes, absolutely right. So we call them privileged users, right? Users who have a higher level of privilege. If I hack a normal user, it's no fun, right? Because I don't have much access into the network. But what if I hack into a system administrator's machine? Okay. Now we'll go about and understand how the hackers go about targeting system administrators, hacking that machine and moving through the network. But in this particular case, the Bangladesh bank, they lost more than $100 million. And what is interesting is that these transactions happened. Anybody knows what day of the week these transactions happened? Any guesses? Was it a Monday or a Tuesday? Yes, you're very right. Absolutely. This happened on a Thursday and a Friday, which Bangladesh being a Muslim country, that's the weekend for them. So the hackers hacked Bangladesh Bank on a Thursday, Friday, when they knew that nobody was in office, issued the transactions. The US Fed Reserve tried to contact Bangladesh Bank. Nobody picked up the phone. Nobody answered an email. So the Fed Reserve went ahead and transferred the money. The Bangladesh Bank employees came back to office on Saturday, which was the first day of the week for them. And they saw that the SWIFT system is not working. So they restarted, they rebooted the SWIFT system. The printer was jammed. They restarted the printer and it printed out all of the transactions that had happened on the weekend. And then they panicked. $1 billion of their money had vanished. They contacted the US Fed. And what happened when they contacted the US Fed? On Saturday, if they contacted somebody in New York, what would happen? Nobody is there. So on Saturday and Sunday, nobody in New York was there to answer their panic calls and emails. On Monday, when finally the Fed opened up and the Bangladesh bank guys were, getting desperate, that's when they finally talked to each other and they said, hey, what happened? He said, you sent the instructions. We never sent the instructions. No, but you did. Here's the proof. And then the whole investigation started. Okay. So obviously there were massive repercussions. This is the central bank governor. He had to resign. Many other people resigned. The Bangladesh bank team had hired a security researcher to do the investigation. He has disappeared. His whereabouts are not known. Nobody knows where he is. He has disappeared. Philippines banks were also involved because they had not done the KYC of the customer properly, whose accounts the money was transferred in. Those accounts were dormant and suddenly they became alive, right? So all of this was is not part of the normal banking processes. So why did they not catch a sudden fund infusion, large $1 million into $5, $10, $15 million into multiple accounts, it should get flagged, right? There's been no transaction on this account, and now suddenly we are seeing $20 million. So that was a problem. Now you could blame Bangladesh Bank and say, you know, their security was very poor, which was the case. They didn't even have a firewall. They had a router. Their network security was through a Cisco router, which was also out of support. So obviously they had very less security. But look at some of the names that we have here in terms of those who have been hacked. Look at some of the names. Can you see some very big names on this list? Yahoo, MySpace, Telegram, Anthem, which is a very large insurance company in the US. And most surprisingly, if you see in the middle, is JP Morgan Chase, which is one of the world's largest banks. They got hacked and massive amounts of their customer data was stolen. Anybody can guess what is the annual cybersecurity budget of JP Morgan Chase? Any ideas what is their annual budget? Any guesses? Random. Sorry? Billion is a little more. It's about 100 million US dollars. But that's also quite a lot, right? 100 million US dollars they spend every year on cybersecurity. They have 1,000 people in their cybersecurity team. 1,000 employees of JP Morgan work in the cybersecurity team. And yet they got hacked. In fact, all of the companies we see here, they have invested in cybersecurity. They have people doing cybersecurity related work in those companies, but they're getting hacked. So something somewhere is going wrong. Let's understand how the hackers work, right? Let's understand how they operate. What is their modus operandi, correct? What is their way of working? In our industry, we call this the kill chain, the cyber kill chain. How many of you have heard of this term? Anybody's heard of this term, the kill chain? Have you heard of this term, the kill chain? Okay. The kill chain is basically a US military terminology. It's a term from the US military. It talks about the stages of launching an attack. So let's get a little deeper into it. But first, let's see what's happening in terms of the security landscape. Now, this is a very some of these slides I have updated recently, so you may not have it in the printout, but we'll email the latest slide deck to all of you. I think you're searching in the printout for the slides. So if you look at this very complicated diagram, what it basically says is that I have left it right here. So if you see over here, from the 90s to today, what has happened is that you have a lot of automated tools getting built. So attackers are becoming sophisticated because of the tools. But the knowledge of the attacker is coming down. It doesn't take a lot of smarts to hack somebody. It doesn't take a lot of skills to hack somebody because many of the tools are available for free or as a service. So you want to launch a denial of service attack on somebody, you can go to a website, pay through your credit card, and they will launch a denial of service on a bank over here, or a telecom company, or Grab taxi, or whatever it is, right? If you want to launch a ransomware, you don't have to know how to write ransomware. You can just go online, find some people and say, here's $1,000, go infect 100 people from this particular bank with ransomware, and they'll do it for you. You all heard of cloud computing, right? You heard of software as a service, platform as a service. This is cybercrime as a service. So for a few dollars or a few $100, you can get hackers for hire, and they will hack whoever you want them to hack. So the attacker knowledge, the attacker skill set is reducing. The tools are getting more sophisticated, and therefore, because of this, we are seeing a lot more attacks being launched throughout the world, right? Because it's just become so simple to launch these attacks. Different types of attackers have come up. You know, when in the old days, hackers used to be people who came back from school or high school or office and said, you know, we'll just mess around here and there. They were just having fun. Today, hackers are not the sort of people who are doing it for fun. They're doing it for money, or they are hired by other countries. Like I have told that one of our neighbor countries, I think Vietnam or somebody I was told, has a lot of issues with, I mean, there's a lot of cyber attacks that happened from Vietnam. A lot of cyber attacks happened. For example, we are reading about Russia manipulating the US elections, Russia manipulating the Brexit, the Britishers leaving the EU. So nation states, countries are hacking each other. Competition is hacking each other, right? And people are now highly motivated, highly skilled, and they have resources and they have tools. If they don't have the skills, they have the tools to launch these attacks, okay? So what we are seeing is the rise of what is called the advanced persistent threat. Suppose a hacker has hacked into an organization, okay? Suppose a hacker hacked into Citibank. What is the amount of time that you think it takes Citibank to detect or catch the bad guy? How long does it take to catch the bad guy inside your network? How many days you think it takes for organizations to find out for how long the attacker has been inside my network? Any ideas? 1 day, 1 month, 1 year? How long before you discover that you are hacked? Any ideas? It was more than a year first. It used to be 400 days before you discovered that you are hacked. Yes, now it has come down. We have also improved. The good guys have improved their game. It has come down to about 6 months. But 6 months, 180 days is a long amount of time for the attacker to be inside your network. This nature of attack, where the attacker is inside your network, he's very quiet, he's not making a lot of noise, he's not making a lot of, he is not making his presence very evident, he's very under the radar. And he's only focused on his goal, which is to steal customer data or steal intellectual property or to steal private information of your employees. Whatever his goal is, he's targeted towards that goal. Once he gets access to that data, he slowly steals that data and sends it out. He does not send out gigabytes of data. He sends out megabytes of data every day. And over a period of 6 months, he can steal millions of card numbers, and he manages to succeed in whatever his intentions were. Okay, and that is why attackers on average are able to stay inside a network for up to 6 months. 6 months, my friends, is a very long amount of time. And this is data that comes from the US and from Europe. In our parts of the country, in Asia, it could be much longer. It could still be a year or more before we are able to detect the bad guy. So let's understand how the bad guys operate such that they are able to go undetected. Okay. And this is what the bad guys basically do. So these are the 7 stages of what we call the kill chain. Okay. The first stage is called as recon or reconnaissance. What is the meaning of the word reconnaissance? Anybody? What is the meaning of the word reconnaissance? What does recon or reconnaissance? Sorry? Yes. Yes, correct. This is the homework that you do about your target. Okay. So let's say that you want to attack a telecom company. Okay, you're not just going to start scanning or connecting to their systems. You will do a lot of homework. You will find out which are all the IP addresses and websites of this telecom company. You will find out where are their offices located, which data centers do they use, who works for this telecom company, which websites will tell you about people who work at a particular company, which websites will tell you about who are the employees of this telecom company. How will you get to know who are the employees of a of this telecom company? Sorry? Yes, absolutely. LinkedIn is a big source of research for attackers, because they will come to know not only who works there, what he or she does in that company, what is their skill sets, etc. And then what would I do? What would I do once I find a set of people who work for this telecom company? What will I do next? Yes. And what am I trying to find out? What do I want to know about these people?
Find out from their Facebook about what they are interested in, and then we put the track that in what they are interested in.
Yes, absolutely. You could find out about their personal interests from Facebook. You could find out about their professional interests from LinkedIn. Do they go to conferences? For example, if you are here and you put it up as a tweet or put it up on Facebook, that's very interesting information. Because if I said that I'm going to share this deck, latest updated slide deck with you, suppose tomorrow you get an email with a link that here is the link to the deck that I discussed yesterday. And that email came from an email ID which is kkmukhi@hotmail.com. How many of you would click on that link? All of you would click on that link, right? But I don't have an email ID called kkmukhi@hotmail.com. My email is on Gmail or my company account, right? So if somebody has heard this, somebody has learned this information, they can spoof an email, they can send you a fake email. And once I know, or suppose on Facebook you posted that, you know, your child has gone to school, first day of school for my child. Now I know which school your child goes to because of that. I can send you a fake email that looks like it came from the child's school. Please read these instructions as your child has just started school with us. How many of you will not open that link? All of us will open that link, correct? So this homework, if it is done well, it makes it very easy for me to attack the person. Another thing that I can do is I can offer you a job. I can connect with you on LinkedIn and say, I have a great job with Vodafone in London. Now you work in a telecom company in Bangkok or Mumbai, and if you get an opportunity to move to London, how many of you would say, no, I'm not interested? Correct? Most of us would say, yeah, sure, let's talk about it at least. Correct? Let's discuss it. Now, when you say let's discuss it, what's going to happen next? Suppose I've contacted you about a job in London and you say, yeah, I'm interested. What happens after that? Yes? Once I contact you for a job and you say, yes, I'm interested, what will happen next? What's the next step? Yes. After that, what will I do? If I'm offering somebody a job, what do I do next? Interview them? Correct? And in the interview, what am I going to find out? Any system administrators here? System network security administrators here? What if I've offered a job to the system administrator of the telecom company? And now I'm doing that person's interview. What am I going to find out about that person? What information will I find out about the person during the interview? Sorry? Their experience. What more? What else will I find out? If I interview any of you, what questions will I ask and what information will you share? Okay, birthdays, salaries. Okay, what else? Yes, I will ask you what technologies are you working on now? What areas, what specific firewalls or routers or operating systems or databases that you have experience on, that you are good at, correct? And then you'll tell me all of that. You'll say, yes, I'm very good at Checkpoint. Why? Is it something you're doing currently in your job now? Yes, we use Checkpoint in our company. Boom, I know that you have Checkpoint. What about antivirus? Do you have an experience on antivirus? Yes, I worked on antivirus. Okay, which antivirus? I have Trend Micro in the endpoint. And do you also not have an antivirus on the mail gateway? Don't you filter emails? Yes, we have semantic mail filter on the gateway. That's all I need to know to move to the next step. Right? And my next step is called weaponization. That means now I will build my weapon to attack you. Now I know what's running on your endpoint. I know it's Trend Micro. I know that emails are filtered using semantic mail gateway. Now all I have to do is to write a specific virus or a specific worm that is not detected by Trend Micro and does not get detected by semantic. Correct? I only have to evade 2 antiviruses. Is that correct? And attackers know how to do that. They will write their malware and they will test it against these 2 antiviruses. And if these 2 antiviruses are not able to detect this as a virus, I know that my weapon is ready. Okay. Once I've prepared my weapon, once I've written my malware, my attack is ready, I move to the 3rd stage, which is to deliver this malware to your network. How do I deliver this malware into your network? What are the ways in which I can deliver the malware into your network? Yes? Email is one. How do I get it into your system? Email is one, you're right. I can attach it over an email and send it. What else? What other techniques to get the... I can send you an email, like I said, which looks aligned with your interest. It is of interest to you. And it has a link in it and it says this offer is available only to this telecom company's employees and only till this weekend, Friday. Right? Here's a coupon on Grab Taxi or something like that. Correct? Or you attended this meeting or this conference and here's some goodies for you. Click on this link to claim your goodie bag. But clicking on the link downloads the malware. Right? Any other way I can get the malware inside your network? Any other technique? Any other ideas come to your mind? Email, internet, email, the web, what else? Sorry? Yes, absolutely. The minute I give you my thumb drive, what is your first question? I hope this doesn't have a virus in it. Right? We're so used to it. That's what my friend asked me today when we were exchanging the updated presentation. The first question he asked me, I hope it's not got a virus in it. I said, I don't know. You'll have to find out. So USB or thumb drives or pen drives, I can send you a gift, a very nice, gold plated or silver plated USB. And if you plug it in, then the malware gets infected, right? So these are all the ways in which delivery can happen. Phishing emails over the network, USBs, as an update to some software, I can try and deliver the malware. The next stage of the attack is exploitation. This is where the malware gets triggered or executed on your system and then gets installed. Okay. And once it is successfully installed, I now have a piece of my code running on one of your systems, right? And what would I like this piece of code to do? What would I want this piece of code to do? This malware, this weapon that is now installed on your system, what would I like it to do? What instructions would I give it? Any ideas? It's difficult to think like the bad guys, no? It is tough. We are very used to thinking like the good guys. So you see the problem. But you have to force yourself to think like a thief to catch the thief, correct? So what would you do if you had managed to install a piece of code on one of the systems inside the telecom company? What would you want that code to do? You can give it instructions now. What would you want it to do? You wanted to steal information, right? So how will it go about stealing that information? Suppose this is now installed on a system administrator's system. Suppose it is an admin system or a database administrator system that you've installed this malware on. How will you steal information? What information will you steal? Passwords? Whenever he logs into a system, he's going to type his password. You can capture those keystrokes, you can capture those passwords, right? If there is any information that flows over the network, you can sniff that traffic as well, right? And using his username password or her username password, you can now try to log into multiple other systems as well. Because system administrators don't have a unique username password for each system. They have common username passwords for multiple systems. So if I know one username password, I can now use it to log into multiple other systems. Is that correct? You all agree on this? So the technical term for this is called lateral movement. I am moving laterally through the network. And it's very difficult to pick this up. In this whole scenario, did you ever come across a failed login? Did the attacker try to do a failed login? Thank you. Did he attempt a wrong username password, or he gathered the right username password and then used it? He gathered the right one, correct? Did he make any changes to your devices? Did he make any changes to your firewall or any changes to your servers? Did he make any configuration changes in all of this? He did not. But when you look at your SOC, when you look at your security team, what are they looking for? Login failures, failed password, incorrect password attempt. But attackers are not even triggering such an attack, such an attempt. There is no failed password. You are monitoring for firewall changes. The attackers are not making any changes to your network, right? So this is what we call being under the radar. They are launching an attack on one system, capturing the username password of the administrator, and then using that username password to go into one system, another system, another system. From there, they're getting more data, going in deeper until they reach the target, which could be the credit card server, it could be the Swift system, whatever their target is. It could be the customer database, whatever they're looking for. Once they get there, then comes the next stage. Then comes the next stage. All these commands that are being given to the malware happens through a server called the command and control server. We call it the CNC server or the C2 server. What protocol does the infected system connect with the CNC server on? What is that protocol that they communicate on? Yes, absolutely. That's a great answer. It's HTTPS. But now I have a more tough question for you. Why does the malware choose to talk to the CNC server, the command, like its boss, right? It's taking commands from the boss. What do you want me to do? sniff the username password and send it back to me. Okay, here it is, boss. What do you want me to do next? Use this username password to try and log into multiple other systems. Okay, boss. So this communication, back and forth instructions and response is going on HTTPS. Why HTTPS? Why this particular protocol is the most common? First of all, it is encrypted. Brilliant answer. HTTPS is encrypted. So you're not able to see what really is happening inside that traffic, right? It's encrypted traffic. What else? What is the other major reason? Absolutely, great answer. It looks like normal traffic because HTTP and HTTPS traffic is always allowed from your network to the internet, correct? Because that's the surfing web traffic that is allowed from inside your network. So how are you going to find out that this HTTPS is related to a malware, but that HTTPS is a user surfing on Google? You cannot differentiate it. It's very difficult to differentiate this. Another reason why attacks succeed, because they're using the same protocols that are commonly found on our network. They're not creating new protocols. They're not using other ports. They're using the same ports that we are all familiar with. Okay. And finally, what the attacker is going to do is act on his or her intentions. What are their intentions? What objective did they come up with? Whatever that objective was, they're going to act on that. The objective could be stealing data. It could be hacktivism. That means people who have a political problem, they hack as a sign of political protest. Okay, they want to protest against something, so they hack because of that. It could be extortion or ransomware. It could be nation state. Many nation states, what they do, many countries, what they do is that they hack anyway. They may not have an idea why they are hacking. They'll just keep hacking countries and companies and keep planting the malware there. Who knows when we might go to war with that country? So China is reputed to be a champion at this. China hacks everybody. We'll see when the time comes, we'll use those systems for something. At this stage, let us get into as many systems as possible. We know this in India because they are all the time attacking us. All countries are attacking each other. I'm not saying India is only the victim. You know, we are also hacking everybody else. So countries are hacking each other. So all that is happening. And then it could just be to install some destructive malware that deletes all of the data on the systems. This happened with one of the largest oil and gas companies in the world called Aramco. Have you heard of Aramco? It's in Saudi Arabia. It's the largest oil and gas company in the world. Their revenues are $1 billion per day. That's the revenue that Aramco makes. Okay, now they must be making more with the oil price going higher per barrel. They got hit by a malware that deleted all of the data on all of their systems. All their servers were deleted, data was deleted, all of the 50,000-60,000 endpoints that they have, all of the workstations, the data was deleted. Their entire plant and operations were shut down for a matter of weeks. 2 to 3 weeks, they were totally shut down. It was a complete holiday at Aramco. Okay. So imagine the billions of dollars of loss because of this. So it could be just destructive malware as the intention. Okay. So this is basically the summary of the kill chain. Recon, where I do my homework. Weaponization, where based on the homework, I develop my weapon. Delivery, I land the weapon into your network. The weapon triggers, the grenade blasts, whatever it is, exploitation happens, the malware gets installed. This is when the infection has taken place. From this point onwards, the infected system speaks with the boss server, the command and control server on HTTPS, keeps taking commands, keeps acting on those commands, and finally achieves its objective, whatever that objective might be. That objective might be to steal data, it might be to cause a ransomware attack, it might be as a hacktivism, so whatever it is. Okay, so that's basically what we call the kill chain. Any questions so far on the kill chain? More or less clear? Everybody is with me so far? So, very good question. This part happens outside my network. The first two steps are happening outside my network. So the research that I do could take any amount of time. I don't know when you started researching on me. If I am the target, I don't know when you started researching on me. But I do know when you landed in my network, because after I get hacked, I do my investigation. So I found out when you landed in my network, which is delivery. So from delivery to actions, delivery to discovery. Discovery can happen even later over here, right? Discovery could happen much later after I've been hacked, all my data is gone, then I discover it. This duration is on average 6 to 8 months currently. From the moment of first infection till I discover it, it's about 6 to 8 months. So delivery to actions on objectives is usually 3 months, 4 months. So I get in, I do my attack, I stay very much under the radar, steal information and go on. In the case of Swift, it's shorter, because Swift, I will go in, transfer the funds, and by that time everybody knows funds have been transferred. So it's not going to take too long to discover if somebody has really stolen so much money from the bank, right? But when it comes to data theft, when it comes to credit card theft, companies don't discover it. Somebody else comes and tells them that. Customers start complaining that my cards are being misused. Or the data becomes available on the dark web and it starts to get misused. So that's when companies typically discover. So this is the problem for us. We want to reduce this time from delivery to action, we discover. From delivery to discover, we want to reduce this time to the shortest possible. Ideally, same day. As soon as you came into my network with bad intentions, I should catch you and kick you out, right? So friends, if we try to understand what is it that is going wrong in all of this scenario, where are we going wrong, right? We are making all of these big investments, but where are we going wrong? So the first thought that I want to plant in your minds is that when we think of the bad guy, we think of this very different sort of machine or different sort of a person. We think that once a system is infected by an advanced attack, it should stand out from the rest of our network. It should look so weird that I should be able to say, hey, that's the infected machine. That's the machine with some malware talking to a CNC system, correct? But the problem is that the infected machine and my normal machines look the same. They behave the same, right? So in fact, if any of you have seen this very interesting movie from Will Smith, it's called I, Robot. You know, it's a factory of robots. Robots are running most of the world. And one of the robots becomes intelligent. It becomes sentient. It starts to think for itself. But Will Smith has to find out this one rogue robot from a factory of millions of robots. And all of the robots look the same. They behave the same. How do I find out who has become infected? Who has become intelligent and is working against me? And if I don't stop that machine, it will go and infect other machines. Correct? So that's the problem. The bad machine isn't so weird. It's not so different from my normal machines. Okay? The user whose account has been compromised is the same account is being used to hack my network. He's not created a new account. He's not launched password guessing attacks. He's using the same account, my own machines, my own tools against me, right? And the behavior of the infection is very similar to the behavior of my normal users. They also connect to servers. They also log into multiple servers. They also access data. They also download data, right? And they might also be uploading data outside my network. So how am I being able to say, no, that's the bad guy and the rest of them are good people, right? That's the problem. So we have a large number of challenges when it comes to security, okay? The first challenge is return on investment. If any of you here is a chief information security officer or a security manager, anybody here? Anybody from the security team at least? You're from the security team? Okay. Let's say that you are from the security team and you thought of investing in a new firewall. You said, no, we need a new firewall. You have to go to the finance department and request for a budget, correct? And what are they going to tell you? Why do you need a new firewall? And what's your answer going to be? Because the old one is outdated and it's no longer supported, and so we need to buy a new one. And if the finance guy is a really hard nut to crack, he's going to tell you, but things are working fine now, right? We didn't get hacked so far even with that outdated firewall, right? So why do you want me to spend money to upgrade my firewall? Correct? So justifying return on investment in security is very, very difficult, right? It's very difficult to prove that all these investments have made us more secure. Because that's the question that you will get asked, that you've spent 1 year, you've upgraded your firewall, you gave a contract to, Kunom, you set up a SOC and everything. You should, huh? But if you give all of this business, then the question is, are we more secure today? We have to be able to answer that question. If we can't answer that question, then we've failed in a basic job, right? We spent all of this money, but we can't tell management that we are more secure. We should be able to tell them and prove to them that because of these numbers, if you see, it shows that our security has improved. So what we need are the right metrics, okay? We need metrics that the business can understand. We need metrics that my CFO, my Chief Financial Officer can understand. Second problem in security, friends, is skills. We have a massive, massive shortage of skills. We just don't have enough cybersecurity people. I believe the ministry is going to be starting a cybersecurity school. There are many other initiatives going on in Thailand and many other countries to build cybersecurity talent through college programs, through post-college, post-graduation programs, through diploma programs, etc. But we need hundreds and thousands of cybersecurity professionals in the field today. But we don't have those, okay? So maybe machine learning and artificial intelligence will reduce human dependency. We hope so. Okay. The other problem is the visibility of security on what's happening in the business. Anybody's heard of this term called shadow IT? Anybody's heard of shadow IT? You heard of shadow IT. So shadow IT is the IT that happens, as the name suggests, in the shadows, away from the light. Like your IT department is not involved in that technology development. Okay. So how does this typically happen? This happens when a vendor comes to the business and says, hey, you know what? I've got this amazing new product. You guys should check it out. The business says, oh, this looks like a technology product. I need to involve my IT team. No. You don't need to involve your IT team. We run in the cloud. Just give us this data set and we will show you the results in the cloud. So the business goes to IT and says, I want this dump of information in this particular format. And he starts sharing this data with the cloud provider, cloud service provider. And suddenly you have an entire IT system running in the cloud with your data hosted over there, and IT has no clue about it. This is called shadow IT. Now, if I don't know about the presence of these systems and my data floating around on Azure and Amazon, how will I protect it? Correct? There is no way for me to protect data which I don't know is floating around all over the internet. Okay. So shadow IT is a big problem. And if we were to increase the visibility of security, we have to look at a big data solution. So I will speak briefly about the big data solution that we have. But definitely in medium to large organizations, you will have to start deploying a big data-based solution to do proper security monitoring, to be able to detect the bad guys sooner. You have to hoover in, you have to scoop in a lot of security log data, a lot of security event data to be able to say, hey, this looks like something bad is happening, right? The other problem is our mindset. As we just saw, when I was asking you questions about how the bad guys think, you found it difficult to answer those questions, right? Because we don't think like the bad guys. We think like the good guys. So understanding how the bad guys operate is very, very important. And for this, we recommend that you do what are called as red team assessments. A red team assessment is basically a simulation or a attempt to attack your network. In a red team network, we'll not only do it over the internet, we'll come physically inside your office. We will fool people into allowing us inside your office. Once we are inside your office, we'll connect our laptops to your network. We'll try and run scans. We'll try to hack your network. And the third aspect of a red team. So we hack from the outside, we hack from the inside, two aspects. And third aspect, we hack the people. So we will do the entire kill chain as part of a red team. I will find out from LinkedIn who works in your company. I will find out from Facebook and LinkedIn what are their interest areas, where do their children go, where do they have a dog or a cat or whatever it is. And based on that, I will send a specific attack and try to compromise their system. So I will show you how a real attack would have happened on your network. And that gives you a clue of whether you're geared up, you're ready to have picked up these bad guys or not. Okay. So red team assessments are very, very important. In large organizations, they're doing red team assessments almost every month. Okay. But at least you should start by doing red team assessments once a year. And finally, you have to take everybody along on the journey. In security, it becomes very easy to play the blame game, right? It's IT problem, it's security team's problem, it's the business problem, it's the vendor's problem. You keep blaming other people. But what you really need is to help everybody understand that we are in this battle together. It's a battle. We are being attacked all of the time. The enemy doesn't care whether it's an IT problem or a security problem, correct? The enemy or the bad guys just want to get into our network. So we have to build a consensus. We have to build relationships with each other. We have to sit across and create these governance structures, these steering committees where security can be discussed and IT can give their inputs and business can give their inputs and senior management can give their inputs and consensus-based decisions can be taken. So this is very, very important. Everybody has to work as if we are all one team. Just to go a little bit deeper, as you are all aware that most medium to large organizations would deploy a SOC, a Security Operations Center. Now, in spite of having a SOC in place, it is not the SOC that detects the bad guys. In over 90% of the breaches that happen in the world, you remember that graphic where I showed you all of these companies that are hacked? In over 90% of those cases, the attack was not discovered by the SOC. The SOC is supposed to have discovered the bad guys, but it is not them who discovers it, it is somebody else. And that is because, as I said, our SOC does not cover all of my critical systems. I pick only select systems and cover them under my SOC. That's one problem. Second, inside a SOC, the job is actually very boring. It looks glamorous, but it's very boring. It's basically sitting and looking at a bunch of alerts coming up on the screen. And for every 15, 20, 100 alerts, you'll be like, hey, that looks interesting. Pass it on to the L2 guy. The L2 guy then takes over the investigation. So this is very, very boring work. The Central Bank of Thailand says do security monitoring. Okay, we'll do it. So it's this compliance push that tells people that they should have a SOC. Okay, so therefore we are not thinking of security. We are thinking only of keeping the regulator happy and satisfied. So these are some of the problems that we have with the SOC. So what we typically do is that we come in and we do an assessment of your current state of security. We say, where are you today in the different aspects of security? And then we give you a maturity rating, and then we give you a roadmap of how to build more improvements in the way that you're handling security. So how do you do faster detection and response? How do you reduce that 6-month duration to as less as possible? That's step number 1. So we look at what improvement areas we can implement. Second, we look at how much of things we can automate, right? Because we don't want a lot of manual effort. We don't have people. We don't have so many people to do manual work. So we want to automate as much as we can. We want to improve the incident response processes. That's also very, very important. And finally, we want to be in a continuous improvement cycle. So this will happen when we do red teaming, when we do something called threat hunting, when we are reporting to the board. This continuous improvement will happen. So that's how we'll move from where we are today to where we want to be in the future. Maybe explain some of this.
Yeah, is it right? Later I will explain in time.
Okay.
But I think we have a 30-minute break first.
Yeah,
then
sure.
We
Okay. We will take a break now before we go into the second part. And I'm also requesting Kunom if he can also maybe explain some of the things in his own way, after we come back from the break. So we take a 30-minute break. Yes. Thank you.
นุญาตเริ่มเซสชันที่2ต่อเลยนะครับผมก่อนอื่นที่จะไปเซสชันที่2ผมขออนุญาต wrap up ในส่วนของ security challenge นะครับแล้วก็สิ่งที่ทางเราสามารถช่วยเหลือได้นะครับผมในส่วนของ security challenge นะครับณปัจจุบันอย่างที่ทางคุณ KK ได้ present ไปนะครับผมตั้งแต่เรื่องของ return on investment ณปัจจุบันนี้เนี่ยคือหลายหน่วยงานเรามีความยากลำบากนิดนึงในแง่ของการที่จะไป defense กับ management นะครับว่าตกลงแล้วทำไมเราถึงต้องการงบประมาณมาทำเรื่องของ security นะครับมีหลายๆหน่วยงานที่ผมรู้จักก็เวลา present ขึ้นไปถึง management แล้วณปัจจุบันนี้ยังหน่วยงานยังไม่ได้ถูกแฮกหรือว่ายังไม่ได้ถูกขโมยข้อมูลเพราะฉะนั้นแล้วในส่วนของ top management เองเนี่ยหรือ CFO เองก็ยากที่จะเข้าใจว่าทำไมถึงต้องลงเงินค่อนข้างเยอะในแง่ของการมาลงทุนทางด้านsecurity ทางด้าน network นะครับทาง IT ทั้งหมดนะครับต่อมาเรื่องของสกิลอย่างที่เรียนไปนะครับผมก็คือสาเหตุที่เราจะต้อง move ไปในส่วนของตัว next gen SOC เนื่องจากว่าปัจจุบันนี้อย่างในประเทศไทยเองหรือในหลายๆประเทศนะครับผมก็เราขาดบุคลากรทางด้าน security ค่อนข้างเยอะนะครับเพราะฉะนั้นแล้วเวลาเราจะ recruit คน security แต่ละครั้งก็ยากหลังจากเราเอามาปั้นคน security แล้วคน security ก็กระโดดไปทำงานที่อื่นเนื่องจากว่าเงินเดือนค่อนข้างสูงค่าตัวค่อนข้างแพงนะครับนั่นคือเหตุผลที่ในส่วนของสกิลนะครับพอเป็น next gen SOC แล้วเราพยายามที่จะ automate นะครับอย่างที่ผมเรียนไปก็คือใช้ machine learning นะครับใช้ AI ให้มากในการที่จะ response case ปกตินะครับแล้วก็มีโฮไว้ในส่วนของsecurity expertise เยอะๆแค่ไม่กี่คนเท่านั้นนะครับผมต่อมาในแง่ของ visibility นะครับณปัจจุบันนี้นะครับในแง่ของ solution อย่างแค่ CM เนี่ยอย่างที่ KK ได้ present ไปก็คือCM ปัจจุบันนี้ data feed ที่ถูกต้องมันไม่ได้มานะครับเพราะฉะนั้นแล้วต่อให้เรา monitor CM เราก็ไม่ได้สามารถที่จะ catch incident ที่เกิดขึ้นได้ครบทุกเคสนะครับนั่นคือเหตุผลที่พอมาเป็นรุ่นใหม่แล้วเนี่ยเราส่วนใหญ่ก็คือทำเป็น big data analytics นะครับผมเพราะฉะนั้นการแฮ็กไม่ได้เกิดแค่ threat feed หรือ log ที่เข้ามาจากอุปกรณ์มาที่ CM เท่านั้นนะครับแต่เป็นการ study behavior ของ pool ของ data จำนวนเยอะแล้วดู behaviorการใช้งานหรือการทำงานในเน็ตเวิร์กในองค์กรของเราหรือที่จากข้างนอกเข้ามานะครับต่อมาในแง่ของ mindset ก็คือเรื่องของ training นะครับจริงๆแล้ว regular training กับ mindset สำคัญมากณปัจจุบันนี้หลายหน่วยงานหรือหลายองค์กรนะครับมาให้ความสำคัญในแง่ของการทำ security awareness นะครับเนื่องจากว่าอะไรเนื่องจากว่าคน IT นะครับเรารู้เรื่อง Cybersecurity คน IT โดนไวรัสโดนแฮกหรือว่าลองได้เล่นของพวกนี้นะครับแต่ในแง่ของมุมมองของพนักงานหรือ end user ทั่วไปในหน่วยงานเราไม่ได้รู้ถึงไม่ได้มี awareness ถึงการเข้ามาโจมตีผ่านทางการไปเปิดเว็บไซต์หรือคลิกลิงก์จากอีเมลหรือว่าการเสียบทัมป์ไดรฟ์หรือโหลดไฟล์อะไรก็ตามนะครับเพราะฉะนั้นการสร้าง awareness เป็นสิ่งที่สำคัญมากในทุกหน่วยงานที่จะสามารถช่วยลดเรื่องของ incident ที่เกิดขึ้นในองค์กรได้นะครับผมต่อมาในแง่ของ relationship management นะครับอย่างที่เรียนก็คือการทำงานเป็นทีมเวิร์กหรือประสานกันไม่ว่าจะกับ vendor product เองนะครับหรือกับทีมหน่วยงานที่เป็น consultant หรือว่าหน่วยงานภายในเองหรือความร่วมมือระหว่างพนักงานภายในองค์กรหรือ management ก็ตามถ้าเกิดว่าทุกคนมี awareness แล้วก็เข้าใจร่วมกันแล้วก็ทำงานร่วมกันเป็นทีมเดียวกันมันก็จะสามารถเพิ่มขีดความมั่นคงทางด้าน cyber security ได้นะครับเพราะฉะนั้นอย่างตัว KK เองนะปัจจุบันนี้เราทำให้กับหน่วยงานความมั่นคงในประเทศไทยหลายหน่วยงานนะครับแล้วก็สิ่งที่เราทำก็คือเราเข้าไป access ในส่วนของตัว network แล้วก็ people ของเขาก่อนนะครับเพราะฉะนั้นแล้วเทคโนโลยีจะเป็นสิ่งที่มาหลังสุดนะครับสิ่งที่สำคัญที่สุดในแง่ของ security อย่างที่เรียนก็คือในส่วนของ people กับ process นะครับถ้าเกิดว่าคนของเราพร้อมนะครับมี knowledge ที่เพียงพอนะครับแล้วก็ถูกวาง position ได้ถูกต้องนะครับแล้วก็เลือกใช้ process ที่ match กับตัวองค์กรนั้นนะครับเราค่อยมาเลือกเทคโนโลยีที่เหมาะสมนั่นก็คือเป็นส่วนของ people process และเทคโนโลยีที่เราคอนซัลท์ให้กับหน่วยงานความมั่นคงในเมืองไทยณปัจจุบันนะครับผมส่วนของตัว Next Gen SOC ที่ทาง KK ได้อธิบายไปนะครับอันนี้เนี่ยจริงๆแล้วทางพี่ๆทุกท่านนะครับอาจจะมีไอเดียของ Next Gen SOC ที่แตกต่างไปนะครับอันนี้มาจากประสบการณ์ของ KK 17 ปีนะครับใน Cyber Security ว่า Next Gen SOC เนี่ย มาจากอะไรบ้างนะครับอย่างแรกก็คือ faster detection and response ณปัจจุบันนี้อย่างที่เรียนไปคือกว่าที่เราจะ detect ปัญหาหนึ่งได้นะครับหรือจับได้ว่ามีคนเข้ามาฝังอยู่ในเน็ตเวิร์กเราใช้ระยะเวลา400กว่าวันอย่างที่ KK บอกนะครับผมเพราะฉะนั้นแล้วจริงๆแล้ว400กว่าวันเขาสามารถทำอะไรในเน็ตเวิร์กของเราได้เยอะแยะมากมายกว่าที่เราจะเจอเขานะครับผมเพราะฉะนั้นแล้วเราจะทำยังไงให้เราสามารถลดช่วงเวลาในการ detect นะครับให้เหลือน้อยมากเพื่อที่จะป้องกันการถูกจู่โจมหรือการถูกขโมยข้อมูลให้ได้มากกว่าเดิมนะครับต่อมาในแง่ของการ orchestrate กับautomation นะครับก็คือเมื่อเรามีฐานของตัว machine learning นะครับ pool data แล้วเราสามารถเรียนรู้ pattern ต่างๆแล้วก็นำมา analyze ทำ machine learning แล้วก็ดู behavior ได้นะครับต่อมาอีกส่วนที่สำคัญที่สุดคือ automation playbook automation playbook เนี่ยเกิดจากอะไรเกิดจากการ share experience นะครับณปัจจุบันนี้เนี่ยในแง่ของ Cybersecurity ทางพี่ๆทุกคนทราบอยู่แล้วนะครับว่ามีการ share experience อยู่ในหลายๆเว็บบอร์ดนะครับหรือในหลายๆ society นะครับเพราะฉะนั้นแล้วเราจะทำยังไงให้เราเอา experience ต่างๆเหล่านั้นรวมถึง experience ของ expert นะครับมาสร้างเป็น playbook นะครับณปัจจุบันนี้ในหน่วยงานความมั่นคงในเมืองไทยเนี่ยพยายามที่จะสร้าง playbook ที่เป็น standard นะครับที่จะถูกจู่โจมสัก20เคสเริ่มต้นนะครับแล้วก็จะกำลังจะ expand ไปเป็นประมาณ 50-60 เคสนะครับ playbook เหล่านี้เนี่ยคือการที่จะมานั่งในตำแหน่งสอกหรือทำ response นะครับต้องเข้าใจซีนาริโอต่างๆว่าเกิดขึ้นเหตุการณ์นี้แล้วเราจะตอบโต้หรือทำการ response ต่อ incident เหล่านั้นยังไงบ้างนะครับแต่ในส่วนของ next generation SOC เนี่ยคือเนื่องจากว่าเราขาดบุคลากรนะครับในแง่ของการมานั่งแก้ไขปัญหาหรือ response ต่อ incident เราต่างๆเหล่านี้นะครับเราก็เลยพยายามที่จะเอา playbook ต่างๆเหล่านั้นมาทำ automate นะครับแล้วก็ให้ทำการ response ต่อ incident ที่เป็นไปตาม playbook เนี่ยโดยอัตโนมัตินะครับก่อนที่จะ raise มาถึง second tier หรือ third tier นะครับผมต่อมาในส่วนของ incident response ticket นะครับก็จะมีการทำ root cause analysis forensic นะครับอันนี้ก็ปกติแล้วก็ท้ายที่สุดก็คือการพัฒนาในส่วนของ red team นะครับหรือ threat hunting threat hunting คืออะไรนะครับและปัจจุบันนี้ทางหน่วยงานปกติทั่วไปเนี่ยเราส่วนใหญ่แล้วเราตั้งรับซะเป็นส่วนใหญ่นะครับก็คือรอให้คนมาแฮกนะครับแล้วเราค่อยรู้ว่าจุดโหว่ของเราอยู่ที่ไหนนะครับณปัจจุบันนี้เนี่ยมีเซอร์วิสที่ทั่วโลกใช้กันนะครับหรือว่าสิ่งที่เราทำเซอร์วิสให้กับลูกค้าก็คือเราทำ threat hunting นะครับทำตัวเป็นเหมือนกับคนไปควานหาเทรดอยู่ตลอดเวลานะครับเพราะฉะนั้นแล้วเซอร์วิสของเราคือเราเข้าเจาะระบบเหมือนเป็น1 user เช่นสมมุติว่าลูกค้าเป็นแบงค์นะครับณปัจจุบันนี้เรามีทำให้กับแบงค์ต่างๆทั่วโลกนะครับก็คือเป็นสมัครมีเงินแบงค์ account เลยครับสมัครไป500เหรียญ1,000เหรียญนะครับเป็น1 user account หลังจากนั้นเราแฮกแบงค์นะครับแล้วทำ profit sharing กับแบงค์ก็คือแบงค์เขาก็บอกว่าหน่วยงานเขามีความมั่นคงสูงเพราะฉะนั้นแล้วเขาบอกว่าให้เราทำตัวเองเป็น user ไม่ต้องบอกเขาว่าเราคือ user คนไหนนะครับก็คือสมัครตัวเองเป็นuser ของแบงค์นั้นเลยมีแบงค์ account จริงหลังจากนั้นเราก็จะเริ่มใช้ account ของเราเนี่ยนะครับแฮกเข้าไปแบงค์ในแต่ละเลเยอร์เข้าไปถึงชั้นหนึ่งเราก็เริ่มที่จะขโมยตังค์นะครับโอนเข้ามา account เราหลังจากนั้นเราก็ทำ report ให้กับแบงค์นะครับแบงค์ก็จะเห็นว่าปัจจุบันนี้จุดรั่วของเขาอยู่ที่ไหนบ้างเขาโดนแฮกจุดไหนบ้างอันนี้ก็คือเป็นอีกหนึ่งเซอร์วิสเหมือนกันนะครับทำเทรดในส่วนของเทรดฮันติ้งก็คือเราทำการเจาะระบบแล้วก็บอกจุดรั่วของเขานอกจากนั้นแล้วเรายังมีหน่วยงานที่ทำเรื่องของ scanning ก็คือเข้าไปทำตัวเองเป็นเหมือน1 user account ในหน่วยงานนั้นนะครับแล้วก็หาเทรดที่มาฝังตัวนะครับปกติอย่างที่ทาง KK เรียนไปก็คือกว่าเราจะรู้ว่ามีการมาฝังตัวอยู่ในเน็ตเวิร์กเราใช้ระยะเวลาประมาณ400กว่าวันถูกไหมครับณปัจจุบันนี้ในแง่ขององค์กรทั่วไปเขาเลยมาเป็น proactive มากขึ้นก็คือไม่ต้องรอว่าจะมาเจอนะครับใช้คนนะครับทำการ threat hunting เลยนะครับก็คือหาตัว malicious malware ต่างๆที่ฝังอยู่ในเน็ตเวิร์กแล้วก็เจอมันก่อนที่มันจะทำการ action นะครับผมอันนี้ก็จะเป็น roadmap ของในส่วนของตัว next generation SOC นะครับเดี๋ยวผมขออนุญาตให้ KK มา present ต่อในส่วนของ session 2นะครับผมคุณ KK please
Thank you Kunal So, as I was saying, basically we come in, we do an assessment of where the current state of your organization is, and then we find out the major gaps, and then we give you a roadmap to fix those gaps and move to the next level. So that is what the roadmap would look like, and then we will work with you across, as I said, people, process, and technology to address those gaps. So let's look at the process part first, because that is very important. So the first and foremost thing in process is to look at incident handling. How are you going to handle an incident if it happens? If you got hacked, suppose your organization got hacked today, what are you going to do? Does anybody know it clearly in the company what is to be done if you get hacked? Any ideas? So you should think about this. You should discuss this, and you should document this, that what will you do if there is a major cyber security incident? Will you tell the media about it? Will you tell your regulator about it? Will you inform your customers about it? These are questions you should ask before, and you should prepare yourself in advance before an incident has taken place. This is called the preparation. Right? So the homework that you do, you set up an incident response team, you set up an incident response process, all of that is part of the preparation phase. If your preparation is good, if you've done your homework well, then when an incident actually happens, the impact will be controlled. You'll be able to reduce the impact of that incident to your business. Otherwise, I have been part of multiple major cybersecurity incidents. Everybody is running around like headless chickens. Everybody makes a lot of noise in the company, and nobody knows what is really supposed to be done. So you don't want that panic. You don't want that chaos, right? So for example, in your companies and offices, do you do a fire drill? Everybody does a fire drill. It's the law. You have to do a fire drill at least once a year. Do you know what to do if there is a fire? Will you get your laptop and run, or will you run without your laptop or phone? Any ideas? You're supposed to just run to the fire exit and escape and stand in the assembly area. Correct? You are not supposed to say, oh, hang on, my laptop and my phone, I have to get that and then I will run. Okay? And those who are trained to operate the fire extinguisher will operate the fire extinguisher. Correct? And the fire ambulance will be called. The fire engine will be called. It's not fire ambulance, sorry. Fire engine will be called. So everybody knows for a fire what to do. Same knowledge and awareness and standard operating procedure should be there for different cyber security incidents. Okay? And you must do drills of cyber security incidents also. Just like you do a fire drill, you should do a drill of cyber security incidents. You should sit in a room and say, we got hit by a ransomware. Now what? Our data got leaked and it is being put up on the internet by the hackers. Now what are we going to do? You should do these drills. You should practice this. When the incident actually happens, your first step is what is called as triage. Triage is where you try to understand what is this incident. Is it a ransomware? Is it a data leakage? Is it just some random virus infection? How serious is it? What is the type of... It's like when you, if you have ever been to the emergency room of a hospital, this is what they do, triage. When the patient comes in and something is wrong with the patient, they try to quickly do they check the pulse, they check the temperature, they check the blood pressure, and they check other vital signs of the person and immediately try to find out what is going on. Is he got a heart attack? Is it just gas? You know, is it what is it? So that process is called triage, where you try to understand what is the nature of the incident. Once you understand the nature of the incident, you want to contain the incident. You don't want the infection to spread. You don't want the hacker to keep stealing more data. You want to block him. You want to cut him off immediately. So containment is your next goal. Then eradication, you want to remove the malware from your network, you want to remove the bad code from your network, you want to remove the bad guys from your network. So eradicate, get the bad guy out. And then you want to recover back to your normal way of working. You want to go back to how things were before you got hacked. And finally, you want to document the lessons that were learned as part of the whole incident. And what can we do to make sure this does not happen again? So that is what we want to document in the lessons learned. The other very important thing is to write all of this down. This must be documented. It must not be only in people's minds. You should not say, oh, no, he knows what to do. That's fine. Still document it. When the attack happens, that person may be on leave. His next in line should know what to do. Correct? So document your incident response process and write it down. Be as specific as you can. Don't make it a generic process. You'll get general process documents on the internet. You'll get NIST incident response templates on the internet from NIST in the US. But you have to customize those for your organization. You have to customize those for what people in your company will be doing whenever there is a breach. Second, share this document with as many people as you can. Everybody in the company should know their responsibility. Everybody should know what they are supposed to do if a breach happens. You should do awareness sessions. You should do training sessions. You should try to publish this plan and make it as well known as possible. Everybody in the company should know about this plan. And then you should test this plan regularly. Okay. So do what we call a tabletop exercise, which means we sit on a table and we discuss it, right? So that's called a tabletop exercise. You can actually launch an attack on your network like a red team attack and then see what happens. So there are multiple ways through which you can test your attacks. Okay. There's some examples of what the documents would look like. You can also do some level of automation. So you can automate your incident response as well. On the people side, if you have a lot of budget for security, please tell us. We will help you build a very large SOC. But otherwise, you should look for getting it as a managed service. Okay. So try, and I'm not trying to say this because I want business from you. I'm saying this because building your own SOC, investing in your own SIM is not simple to do. Right? If you haven't yet built a security monitoring setup, you don't have a security operations center. If you try to build it now from scratch, you will have a lot of challenges. It is better to go to somebody and take it as a service. If you don't like the guy, throw them out and get a new service provider. Okay? But if you try to do everything on your own, you will have a challenge because the SOC today, the security operations center today, has the normal level 1, level 2 analyst and a system administrator, but it also needs specialist incident response and digital forensics people. It needs people who know how to analyze logs. You need people who know how to analyze hacked systems. These skill sets are very, very difficult to get. Another team member that is important as part of the SOC is called a threat hunter. A threat hunter is somebody who goes and hunts for threats, hunts for the bad guys in the network. He doesn't wait for the bad guys to appear on his radar. He goes and looks for them in the corners of your network. And then in some of the large SOCs, some of the large SOCs, we are also seeing the presence of a data scientist, somebody who can look at the security data and model it and say this is what logs you should be getting from this data set. In terms of technology maturity, where you are today and what you could look at further from a technology perspective, when you start your security program at the very basic level, you should have vulnerability scanning, you should have patch management, you should have some level of tracking your IT assets. You should have endpoint and email antivirus protection. You should have firewalls, and you should have proxy. These are the basic security hygiene that any medium to large organization should have. For small organizations, you can combine some of these. For example, you can buy what is called a UTM, which will give you multiple functionality in one box. Or you can buy a layer 7 firewall, it will give you multiple functionality in one box. But as you mature, as you improve your security, you should move from just normal vulnerability scanning to red team assessments. You should move from patch management to focusing on remediation, means fixing the patches, applying the patches. You should move from managing your assets to something more advanced. You should move to an endpoint detection and response technology, which is called ETDA. So, I mean, this is a normal evolution of security technology within your organization. Same on the detect piece, where you are today versus where you should be. So you should look at, for example, looking at your database and application logs. You should look at maybe implementing machine learning and artificial intelligence and improve your security monitoring capability. And finally, in terms of being able to respond, you should look at integrated investigation using what is called a case management system. And you should move from, IR processes that are in people's minds to a more well-documented IR process, and so on and so forth. So this is sort of the maturity scale across each of these aspects. And as I said, you should also explore the use of big data in your network. Big data basically is a scenario where you have large volumes of data. You have high velocity, that means the data is coming in very, very quickly. And you have a wide variety of data, that means data is in multiple different formats. This is precisely the case with security logs. Security logs are very large in volume. They have very high velocity. Logs get produced very quickly, and they are in all different types of formats. So you need a big data solution to handle the security event logs. We have built a solution of our own. It's called Insights, and it is also something that you can explore. It's a low-cost solution for big data, and we've also built machine learning on top of that, so you can get real intelligence of what's happening on your network through this. You don't have to come only to us. You can go to multiple other vendors. There are many other companies also who provide big data solutions for security analytics, but unfortunately they are very expensive and not so flexible in what features they provide. You could also go with a traditional security monitoring system like maybe an ArcSight or a QRadar, but these technologies are losing the market share now because they cannot handle large volumes of data. They can handle maybe 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 events per second. They can handle basically about 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 servers. If you have 10,000 servers or much larger or large setups, they can't handle large volumes of data. So we definitely recommend that you look at a big data solution. Finally, folks, to conclude, the suggestion that we would have, the approach that we would suggest is, first, let's sit down and understand where we are today, what security measures we have, what are the threats that impact you, because every different organization has a different type of threats that matter to them. For example, if you are an e-commerce company, very high chance that people are going to attack your website, correct? But if you are a company with just a content website, if you're a manufacturing company or an oil and gas company, you don't have a lot of e-commerce or anything online, then your threat is to your plant. Your SCADA system or your critical infrastructure could get hacked. If you're a telecom company, your telecom network could get attacked. So what is the threat to your organization is something we want to understand. Based on that, like I said earlier, we build a maturity model. We help you document the standard operating procedures, methodologies. We help you document the key performance indicators, the metrics for security. How are you going to measure security? So we define that and we start measuring ourselves on those parameters so that at the end of the year, we can, conclude that things have improved. We can also help you evaluate products. We are not resellers for any technology. We have a lot of partnerships with McAfee, Symantec, IBM, etc. But we are vendor neutral. We only acquire the capability to implement those products so we can implement them properly for you. But we can also be on your side and help you understand which is the right technology to adopt. And on the people side, we can help you build a people development plan. How are you going to progress your people as your security matures? Because people are very, I would say the most important part of the whole scenario. So I want to look at your team, and I also want to look at what's missing, what sort of people you want to hire. For the people that already exist, what is their future career path? And then we get started on the actual job. So we implement the big data solutions, we implement the security incident response plans, we conduct red team exercises, we do threat hunting, etc. So we start operationalizing all of the plans and the projects. And then we move into the run phase where things have matured. So this is typically a 1 to 3 year cycle. Okay, this is not something you can achieve in a month or 2 months or 6 months. This is a journey that requires us to commit for at least a year to 3 years, where we say we'll see where you are and help take you to the next level. So, and that's how we'll get to from the current SOC to the next gen SOC. Okay, so all of that will be part of it. So now I would request Kunom, if you can come and maybe just summarize, and then I think you would like to talk about the cyber range and how that can be used for many of these things. So if you have questions for me, I'm happy, I'm here. I can take those questions, or you can ask Kunom those questions. Any questions you might have? Anybody would like to ask anything? Anyway, I'm sitting right here. If you come up with a question later on, just call my name. I will come and answer the question for you. Okay. So I will just hand over to my friend now.
ครับผมขอบคุณครับก็อย่างที่ KK ได้พรีเซนต์ไปนะครับผมจริงๆแล้วสิ่งที่สำคัญที่สุดของส่วนของ Cybersecurity ก็คือในส่วนของ People นะครับเพราะฉะนั้นแล้วในส่วนของแง่ของการ Investment หรือการ Plan ที่จะ move ตัวเองจาก Security Operation Center นะปัจจุบันนี้ SOC ปกติเนี่ยไปเป็น Next Gen SOC เนี่ยนะครับผมก็ require ตั้งแต่ Plan Build แล้วก็ Run นะครับโดยเฟสปกติอยู่ที่ประมาณ 1-3 ปีนะครับอย่างทั่วไปสิ่งที่สำคัญที่สุดคือต้องเข้าใจ business model ของแต่ละหน่วยงานก่อนนะครับว่าแต่ละองค์กรเนี่ยmission คืออะไรนะครับkey protection ของแต่ละองค์กรเนี่ยตัว data ที่สำคัญที่สุดอยู่ตรงไหนนะครับผมแล้วก็ท้ายที่สุดแล้วอย่างที่ KK เรียนไปก็คือในแง่ของการทำ big data นะครับณปัจจุบันนี้เนี่ยหลายหน่วยงานนะครับที่เคยใช้ CM อยู่ณปัจจุบันก็กำลังจะค่อยๆ move away จาก CM typical CM ปกตินะครับมาทำส่วนของ Big Data Analytics กับ Machine Learning นะครับซึ่งเป็นเทรนด์ที่ทั่วโลกตอนนี้กำลังทำเนื่องจากว่า Pool Data มันมีจำนวนมากเพิ่มขึ้นเรื่อยๆนะครับสิ่งที่เราต้อง analyze มาจาก CM อย่างเดียวมันไม่เพียงพอในการที่จะป้องกันเรื่องของ security หรือการเข้าใจ behavior ของการจู่โจมแล้วนะครับผมนั่นก็คือเหตุผลที่ Big Data เข้ามามีผลมากแล้วจะทำยังไงให้การ manage Big Data เนี่ยออโตเมตมากสุดเนื่องจากว่าถ้าเกิดเราจะต้องมานั่งใช้คนในการแง่ของการ analyze big data ด้วยตัวคนอย่างเดียวเนี่ยมันก็ไม่สามารถที่จะทำได้เพียงพอหรือทันท่วงทีนะครับเพราะจำนวน data ที่จำนวนมากนั่นคือเหตุผลที่เราก็เทิร์นในส่วนของ big data มา build ส่วนของ AI กับ machine learning ที่จะมาเรียนรู้ pattern ของ big data แล้วก็ช่วยเราขึ้น dashboard ในการ analyze ข้อมูลที่เป็น summarize data ออกมานะครับผมไม่ทราบว่ามีคำถามในส่วน session ของทาง KK ไหมครับผมถ้ามีคำถามยังไงเดี๋ยวหลังจบเซสชั่นมาเจอ KK แล้วก็ถามคำถามได้เลยนะครับหรือว่าถามทางผมก็ได้นะครับผมเพราะฉะนั้นยังไงเดี๋ยวผมขออนุญาตต่อสั้นๆนะครับในส่วนของตัวโซลูชันที่เป็น Cyber Range นะครับผมอันนี้ณปัจจุบันนี้เนี่ยนะครับก็อย่างที่เรียนไปคือ เราขาดบุคลากรนะครับในแง่ของการในส่วนของ Security นะครับไม่ว่าจะเป็นในส่วนของ Red Team นะครับหรือว่าในส่วนของ Blue Team ก็ตามรวมไปถึงส่วนของ White Team ด้วยนะครับจริงๆโซลูชันต่างๆเนี่ยมีโซลูชันมากมายในตลาดนะครับแต่แล้วท้ายที่สุดเนี่ยสิ่งที่สำคัญที่สุดคือการเจาะนะครับที่อัปเดตมากที่สุดนะครับผมสำหรับ Solution Xperia เนี่ยผมมีการใช้งานอยู่ในหน่วยงานความมั่นคงในประเทศไทยแทบจะครบทุกหน่วยงานแล้วนะครับผมณปัจจุบันนี้เนี่ยโซลูชันนี้เราสามารถที่จะใช้โซลูชันในการทดสอบความมั่นคงของ Network Security ของทุกหน่วยงานได้โดยที่เราสามารถ generate ตัว attack ที่เกิดขึ้นจริงทั่วโลกนะครับเข้าไปที่ Network Security ของหน่วยงานทุกหน่วยงานนะครับอย่างเช่นทางหน่วยงานความมั่นคงหน่วยงานหนึ่งนะครับณปัจจุบันนี้เนี่ย invest ในส่วนของ Network Security จำนวนเยอะมากมายนะครับแต่แล้วณปัจจุบันนี้เราจะมั่นใจได้อย่างไรว่าตัว Network Security ของเราเนี่ยสามารถป้องกันการจู่โจมหรือการแฮ็กในรูปแบบที่แปลกๆหรือที่เกิดขึ้นจริงทั่วโลกได้นะครับโซลูชันอย่าง Xperia เนี่ยเราสามารถที่จะซิมูเลตตัวเองนะครับเป็นทั้งขาการแฮ็กattack จากอินเทอร์เน็ตเข้ามานะครับส่วนอีกข้างหนึ่งเราสามารถซิมูเลตตัวเองขึ้นมาเป็นเซิร์ฟเวอร์นะครับเหมือนกับเป็นเซิร์ฟเวอร์ในหน่วยงานของเราเลยนะครับเพราะฉะนั้นถ้าเกิดว่าสมมุติว่าผมทำการ generate attack เป็น one arm เข้าไปเนี่ยมันก็จะไป infect หรือไปทำลายอุปกรณ์เน็ตเวิร์กหรืออุปกรณ์คอมพิวเตอร์หรือเซิร์ฟเวอร์ต่างๆในหน่วยงานเราจริงนะครับนั่นคือเหตุผลที่เรา simulate 2 ขาทีนี้เราก็สามารถที่จะ generate attack เช่นWannaCry attack นะครับหรือ layer 7 DDoS attack นะครับหรือว่าผมสามารถที่จะ create นะครับ attack ที่เป็น attack pattern ของตัวเองเข้าไปได้โดยที่เราสามารถที่จะ customize โดยความรู้ของเราเองหรือว่าเอา pattern attack อย่าง WannaCry หรือ Samsung attack มา customize เป็น attack ของตัวเองแล้วก็เรียนรู้แล้วก็ทำการ generate เข้าไปที่ network security ของเราแล้วทำการหาจุดโหว่นะครับว่า Network Security ของเราเนี่ยปล่อยให้ Attack เหล่านี้เนี่ยรั่วและเข้าไปจู่โจมได้มากน้อยเพียงไหนนะครับหรือว่าไม่ได้ว่าเป็นการ generate bot หรืออะไรก็ตามนะครับเราสามารถ generate ได้ทุกรูปแบบนะครับทีนี้อุปกรณ์นี้เนี่ยจริงๆแล้วมามีส่วนช่วยอย่างไรบ้างนะครับอย่างแรกคือช่วยในแง่ของการทดสอบความมั่นคงของ Network Security ของหน่วยงานนั้นๆนะครับอย่างที่2อุปกรณ์นี้เนี่ยสามารถลิงก์เชื่อมต่อกับระบบ Cyber Range ของเรานะครับผมก็คือใช้ในแง่ของการฝึก Blue Team นะครับ Training ลักษณะการทำงานของเราก็คือว่าเราสามารถที่จะนะครับ create ตัว Virtualize นะครับโดยที่แต่ละหน่วยงานเนี่ยจะมี CM ยี่ห้อที่แตกต่างกันถูกไหมครับมี Firewall นะครับมี IPS IDS ที่แตกต่างกันนะครับ Solution เราสามารถที่จะลิงก์กับตัวไลเซนส์ของตัวอุปกรณ์ต่างๆเหล่านั้นมาทำเป็น virtual นะครับเพราะฉะนั้นจริงๆแล้วมัน simulate เหมือน network security เสมือนของหน่วยงานของเราจากนั้นเองเราสามารถที่จะใช้ตัว Xperia ที่เป็นตัว box นะครับหรือว่า virtual ก็ตามนะครับ generate ตัว attack ในรูปแบบต่างๆเข้ามา attack ตัว network security เหล่านั้นแล้วก็ให้ทีมที่เป็น blue team ของเราหรือทีมที่เป็นทีมป้องกัน network security ของเราทำการแก้ไขหรือบล็อกหรือ protect ในส่วนของ network security ของเรานะครับเพราะฉะนั้นตัวเราเองเราสามารถเรียนรู้ได้เลยว่าหลังจากมีการจู่โจมเกิดขึ้นจริงแล้วเนี่ยนะครับเราจะป้องกันเคสของการจู่โจมแต่ละรูปแบบได้ยังไงบ้างเช่นมีข่าวWannaCryที่ผ่านมาเราจะรู้ได้ไงว่าถ้าเกิดเราโดนWannaCryแล้วเราจะ reaction กับมันยังไง solution แบบนี้เราสามารถที่จะ generate WannaCry attack เข้ามาที่ network เราแล้วเราทดลองป้องกันว่าเราจะป้องกันWannaCryยังไงเราจะ response กับมันยังไงได้นะครับผมอันนี้ก็คือข้อดีของตัวนี้นะครับนอกจากนั้นแล้วในเชิงทางทหาร solution ตัวนี้สามารถที่จะ generate attack ไปจู่โจมคนอื่นก็ได้แต่ว่าอันนี้เราก็ไม่ได้เน้น point นี้ในแง่ของการขาย solution หรือ product ตัวนี้นะครับผมเพราะฉะนั้นแล้วส่วนใหญ่ก็คือมาฝึกในแง่ของการทำ cyber range หรือการฝึกทั้ง red team แล้วก็ blue team รวมถึงในส่วนของที่เป็นwhite team ด้วยนะครับที่เป็นคน organize เรื่องของการฝึกหรือการแข่งขันทั้งหมดนะครับผมอันนี้ก็จะเป็นคร่าวๆนะครับสำหรับ product ของ Xperia นะครับผมไม่ทราบว่าท่านไหนมีคำถามไหมครับผมถ้าเกิดไม่มีคำถามก็ถ้าเกิดมีคำถามอะไรนะครับสามารถที่จะถามทางผมหรือทาง KK นะครับ หลังจากจบpresentation วันนี้หรือว่าอีเมลมาถามหรือโทรมาถามก็ได้นะครับผมในแง่ของ solution ต่างๆ service หรือว่า consult หรืออะไรก็ตามที่เกี่ยวกับ Cybersecurity ที่ต้องการให้เราช่วยเหลือนะครับผมก็ถ้าเกิดไม่มีคำถามยังไงวันนี้ทางผมเองแล้วก็ทาง KK นะครับต้องขอบพระคุณท่านแขกผู้มีเกียรติทุกท่านนะครับผมที่มาสละเวลามาฟังสัมมนาในวันนี้หวังว่า knowledge sharing ครั้งที่ 4 คงเป็นประโยชน์ไม่มากก็น้อยสำหรับทางพี่ๆทุกท่านแล้วก็หน่วยงานของพี่ๆทุกท่านนะครับผมยังไงผมขอ hand over ให้ทางดร.กบอีกทีหนึ่งนะครับผม
โอเคครับพอดีเข้ามาจากทางข้างหลังเลย ก็จริงๆแล้วขอกราบขอบพระคุณทุกท่านมากนะครับที่แวะมาฟังรายการ Knowledge Sharing ของเราสำหรับเดือนถัดไปนะครับกรกฎาคมเนี่ยมันจะไม่มี Open Forum ที่นี่แต่มันจะมีงานที่สยามพารากอนซึ่งก็จะมีเกี่ยวกับผู้เชี่ยวชาญทางด้าน Cybersecurity หลายๆแบรนด์จากทั่วโลกนะครับไปจัดบูธที่งานเราซึ่งงานเนี่ยจะเป็นวันที่23ถึง25กรกฎาคมก็เราก็จะแจ้งผ่านทางกลุ่มอีเมลก็ให้ทุกท่านลงทะเบียนได้นะครับในงานนั้นก็จะมีการโชว์ห้อง SOC Operation Center ที่เป็นแบบทำงานจริงๆในงานนะครับแล้วก็โซลูชันอื่นๆอีกหลายๆแบบนะครับแล้วก็หลังจากเดือนกรกฎาคมเรียบร้อยแล้วเนี่ยเราจะกลับมาในเดือนสิงหาคมก็จะเป็น Open Forum ครั้งที่5นะครับแล้วก็เดือนถัดไปจะเป็นครั้งที่6นะครับแต่ในเดือนสิงหาคมเนี่ยจะมีงานที่เราเรียกว่าเป็นตัว Industrial Forum จะมีอุตสาหกรรมทางด้าน Cybersecurity จากอิสราเอลจำนวน10บริษัทมาจัดงานที่ห้องนี้นะครับซึ่งหลังจากนี้ไปเนี่ยเดี๋ยวผมขอจัดการกับทางสถานทูตอิสราเอลให้เรียบร้อยแล้วก็อาจจะมีอีเมลแจ้งทุกท่านอีกครั้งหนึ่งนะครับอาจจะมาร่วมงานแล้วก็มาฟังอะไรคล้ายๆกันแบบนี้แต่ว่าเป็นเฉพาะอิสราเอล นะครับก็ขอบคุณทุกท่านนะครับที่มาร่วมงานในวันนี้แล้วก็เจอกันในคราวถัดๆไปนะครับขอบคุณครับ